We have Pat.
I'm so excited for this chapter.
We have Blue.
Hi.
And a newcomer from a different podcast, Mr. Julian.
Hey.
Yay!
And my name is Dan. How's everyone doing today?
Boo, it's Dan.
I'm
Wow.
Dan.
I'm just kidding, Dan. How you doing, Dan? Good morning.
No, fuck you. You know what?
No!
You know I can kick you from this, right?
No, why would you do that? No, I'm just No, this is a great thing here. I wanted to. We were looking for a fourth, and I wanted to introduce you guys to a longtime member of this other podcast that I'm a part of called the Jackass Express podcast, which Dan was nice enough to help fill in for this morning as well. Mm-hmm. And this is Julian. I've known Julian for almost 20 years, I believe.
Yeah, something like that. When was 1992?
1992. I just remember that you invited Johnny to your birthday party, and I got really jealous and sad, and so you felt bad for me and invited me too. And we went roller skating.
You've been a leech in his side ever since.
Yes.
Well, we couldn't really. If Johnny was going somewhere, Patrick had to go too. We really couldn't do one without the other. They had to go everywhere together. So I think your mom made us invite you.
I was a little
sweet.
I was a little brother. I had little brother syndrome. I'm very sorry.
I'm just kidding, Patrick. We liked having you around.
Yeah, that's what she's saying now. Anyway, the reason why we, I don't know if you might be making this announcement right now, Mr. Dan.
No, you're fine. Go ahead.
Okay, part of the reason that Jules is on here is we'd like to announce that the Jackass Express will be becoming a part of the network that Why Did Ask For podcast is a part of. And for those of you that may not know what we're talking about, is the Why Did Ask For is now going to be flying under a network, yet to be determined the name, and it'll be hosting several podcasts, and Jackass Express will become one of those, and will now be releasing on a weekly basis.
Yay!
Yay!
So get out your denture glue and strap yourselves in.
Oh my God, denture glue.
I mean, it serves a couple purposes. One being obviously the cross promotion. We can get the Jackass Express listeners hopefully listening to our stuff as well, and vice versa. You know, whatever 3 listeners we have might go over and check out the Jackass Express podcast as well. But initially it came around because we've been in talks to launch a website of our own with our own domain name and stuff. And we came to the decision that unless we had at least 3 programs that we could get out on a weekly basis, it wouldn't really be worth it to have a website. And so we brainstormed a bit, and so well, we have Why Did Ask For. That's going to come out every week. It already has been coming out every week. And then Josh, aka Shua, he started a podcast which I think he's going to rename now because of something that happened, and now Blef doesn't exist anymore.
Yay!
And then we were looking for a couple other things that we could do. And I basically came up with a whole slew of things. We got 7 things that we can eventually come up with. So we got something for each day. And Pat offered up the Jackass Express to come in as a day of content. So I was like, hey, yeah, cool. If you guys are cool with that, then, bring them on. And eventually when we get the site running, now we have at least, one show coming out for every day of the week.
So make sure you stay tuned to our Why Did Ask For blogspot and Facebook page, because there's going to be a lot of stuff happening very quickly, and there's a great chance it's going to explode, hopefully in a good way.
Yeah. Yeah. We don't want it to explode in a bad way.
I know I haven't formally introduced Julian as well as I should have. Julian's actually a captain in the Air Force. And like I said, I've known him for over 20 years, and I don't think I can really discuss about what it is he does exactly.
No, you can.
I can? Okay.
Yeah.
Julian is actually... What's up?
No, I'm crew member on the E-8C Joint Stars aircraft. And been enjoying that for the last couple of years over here. So I'm over in Georgia.
He's currently in Georgia, but often does many fun things to do with people that, as we talk about on the Jackass Express, because we have a lot of military people on that cast, is... he deals with intelligence, I want to say. So he gets to do a lot of fun things that he can't really talk about.
Yeah, we're not going to get nailed by Homeland for this, are we?
Probably
I
no.
wouldn't think so, no.
I mean, you can
Julian's
Google
actually
search
a
it.
plant.
It shows up. I may or may not have just Google searched it, and it was like the first thing on the top.
Google searched what?
What the E8
Oh,
Joint
yeah.
Stars or whatever.
That's yeah. There's a whole Wikipedia page on that.
I think Homeland Security is going after them first.
No, I just want to make sure. I don't know all the American rules, as the
Oh, yeah,
resident
you're Canadian.
here.
As long as you're not Canadian, you're okay.
Like, we don't have an Air Force. I think we own, like, one plane.
You got the snowbirds.
Something like that.
I know
we own,
they go
like,
to air
3
shows.
submarines, but we bought them from, like, Russia, and they're, like, really old.
You bought fucking shit from Russia. How old is it?
We bought used submarines.
Oh, man.
Bootleg submarines.
They're really
Bootleg
old.
subs.
You can look it up. It's pretty bad.
It's all Five Eyes. We're all on the same team. So.
But at the time, we're looking at it going, hey, we got a great deal, eh? So,
Here, Mounties can use this, eh? No, I'm just kidding.
no,
you also have the Commonwealth to help defend you, and the United States would help you out. So I don't think anyone's going to war with Canada anytime soon. That's all.
Yeah, we're not going to let our hat.
We're in a pretty good place for that, but it's still,
We're not going to let our hat die.
Spending money and building a few good ones. Like, no, we'll just take everybody's leftovers.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Well,
that's what they did. Speaking of the J-Stars, that's what they did with the J-Stars. All of those aircraft are old Boeing 707s that were built in the 60s, some of them in the 70s. And we bought them from other countries. A couple of them were actually Canadian aircraft from their Air Force that we bought used. Some of them were a couple of American Airlines jets that were retired. Some of them were cargo aircraft in third world countries that we bought back. So yeah, hey,
cool.
used is
I guess
okay
it's a pretty
sometimes.
common practice then, but
yeah,
I don't know. I just remember laughing my ass off when I heard about us buying old submarines and shit.
Well, and then the only thing, the saving grace about Canada is that you guys gave us Michael Bublé, so I guess we'll call it even with the whole Justin Bieber fiasco.
But there's way more negatives in that respect, because we gave you Bieber, fucking Celine Dion.
Yeah, well, no one's perfect.
Bryan Adams.
No. You gave us Michael Bublé.
Our only saving grace.
You gave us Michael Bublé, but he fucking auto-tunes every song he sings.
No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, he does. It's really obvious in his Christmas music.
I went to not all of his songs. Some of them he did for effect, but when he covered that one Mariah Carey song that's like, I want to kill myself every time I hear it because they play it so often.
Every Mariah Carey song.
Okay.
Hey, now shut up.
let's take it easy. But yeah, I saw him in concert. He didn't use autotune. He's really, really good.
No, I don't mean in concert. I mean like the stuff that goes out on the radio. Like we have a Christmas radio at work, and every time Michael Bublé's stuff comes on, I can hear the auto-tune on his Christmas music, and I'm just like, why would you auto-tune someone's voice who very clearly can hit the notes?
Why would you Christmas someone's auto-tune?
It's like, why would you auto-tune someone's voice who very clearly can hit all the notes without fucking up? And the same thing for that one song that got really popular that was playing across American radio. It's like, why would you do that? He has a voice that he can sing with. Why would you auto-tune the songs that go out on the radio and on his CDs and shit?
Yeah. There's a lot of producers out there that just use it, I think, as an effect because they think, everybody's doing it, so we got to do it too.
Well,
we also have to apologize for Nickelback and Simple Plan. I'm sure there's a few others, but yeah. So Canada hasn't been good to the U.S.
Well, don't feel bad. We have Dennis Rodman and Kate plus 8. All these other shows.
Kardashians.
Honey Boo Boo.
The View.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So don't worry, we're pretty equal here. It's not
whatever that lady with the clown car vagina. What's her name?
Okay, Britney Spears.
No,
there's a lot of people like
the one
that.
that keeps cranking out kids. Like they got their show canceled because people finally realized
the Duggars.
Yeah, those folks.
Oh.
So God bless America.
Fucking God bless whatever religion they belong to, because holy shit.
I believe it's Christianity.
It is, but it's a certain sect of it, and it's just like, could you not? What year do we live in? Oh, okay.
I know a friend of mine dated a girl who was part of a family like that. Like, her parents just didn't believe in contraception because it was, if we're going to have more babies, that's what God wants. And they have, I think, 15 kids.
You don't need that many children. You're not collecting Pokemon.
Yeah,
then-
it's insane though. It's like, man, fucking
I'll just
15
take this
kids, I can't
second
even
too
handle
to.
two.
What's
Yeah,
up, Joe?
well, I'll just take this second too to point out that since Patrick advertised my career, that none of my views reflect the opinions of the Air Force or the United States government. That's what I do during the work week. I'm just here as me. All right,
See,
now that legal stuff's taken care of.
Yes,
I'm probably going to say things that might offend some people. So
It's a good thing we
That one
disclose that
person's-
now.
that's
That
going to
one
be our
person's going to come
opener.
back at you at work and be like, "What did you say? What did you do?"
You started an international war with Canada. God, dang it. We just don't have the moose power, damn it.
Oh,
Shit.
we got the moose power.
We got the
We don't have the
power.
manpower.
Mooses are terrifying.
You know what else?
they're
is-
dangerous,
They
Why
are
would you
dangerous
fuck
as
with the
yeah.
moose?
especially if they jump out in front of your car.
It's like moose don't jump out.
They
Generally,
they run
like,
out,
They'll
and
if
then
they're
when you're
charging-
about
if they're
to hit them,
charging
they
something,
jump up and they put their front legs through your windshield so that you die.
yeah, like if they're charging something, yeah, you'll see it run out in the road. But usually, if you come across one on the road, it's just standing there, and it'll look at you.
Yeah, they're not
and if you
as
start
dumb as
getting
deer.
too close, then it'll actually charge at your car.
Yeah, they're not quite as dumb and panicky as deer. Deer tend
No.
to do more stupid things like that. But
Yeah. Yeah, deer are always like, you can see them on the side of the road and you're like, fuck, I gotta slow way down and be careful because at any minute that idiot can just jump out the road. A moose is more like, yeah, I'm on the road, come at me, bro.
yeah, I had a friend that once got hit by a deer. His car got hit by a deer. There was one standing in the middle of the road, so he stopped to try and go around it, and then one on the side of the road panicked and hit the door of his car, like
Mhm.
T-boned him. So that just goes to
Yeah.
show you.
Yeah, they're pretty dumb, but
Deer are pretty stupid. They're pretty, but they're stupid.
Well, you know what
yeah,
is
that's
as
the one thing. Like moose are fucking ugly too, though. Like I've never met anyone that's like, oh, moose are so beautiful.
Moose.
Like no, they're not.
Did
They're
you ever see that
ugly. They're a
video
menace
of the
to society.
guy? Sorry, I mean to cut you off. Did you ever see that video of that guy who they were like on a boat? They're like a bunch of frat partiers, and he like jumped off the boat onto the back of a moose in the water and like rode it.
what
yeah,
the
he
hell?
got shit for that.
Oh, I know, but
Like
that
he
video
got
is like,
fined or some shit.
yeah, weren't they American too or something?
I don't remember who
It's
they exactly were, but
very highly likely that they were.
I don't think so. Actually, I'm pretty sure they were Canadian.
Hmm.
But
just
yeah,
makes it
they
funnier.
videotaped him. He just like hops on this moose while the moose is trying to swim, and then I guess it got out and it started going viral and shit. And then the authorities were like, "Well," and they slapped a fine on him or something like that. Yeah,
I'm gonna ride this moose. Okay, but you're gonna pay a fine.
yeah. I don't know if it was a fine. It could have been something more than that, but I know they got in shit for it anyway.
Well, I mean, you just mounted the wildlife, and the wildlife was probably like, "What the fuck?"
I think it was more because it was in the water. Like, if he had somehow managed to, and for whatever reason wanted to, jump on a moose's back when it wasn't in the water, I don't think he would have got fined. He probably would have got killed by the moose, but I don't know about any fines or anything. But I think it's more because it was in the water, so it's like it's a potential to drown the thing or something.
Yeah, and it's like the hassle they have to go through to rescue him, even though it's his own idiotic move to do it.
Yeah.
Well, you know, speaking of idiotic moves, I don't know if you heard about this drunk woman in, I think, England that stole a river ferry, and then she started shouting, "I'm Jack Sparrow," as the ferry was leaving the dock.
Oh my god! Can
That's
I just say? Can I just say? I thought you were gonna say Florida. I was like hoping you were gonna say Florida.
Oh,
Here is the
That's
here's
really good.
for the link dump. But yeah, I think people are just starting to get to the point where they're just like, the hell with it. I'm just going to do whatever makes me happy and have fun. But that is hilarious. I wish I would have. I think there's a video of it here somewhere. But basically, it's them just. Oh my god! When police responded, the drunk woman began taunting officers for being out of their jurisdiction. She also informed police, "I'm Jack Sparrow, the pirate protagonist played by Johnny Depp in Pirates of the Caribbean."
Oh my god! They did the Purge style. So I don't know if you've heard about this, Pat, or Dan, actually, because you are Canadian. In America, after both the Purge movies came out, it became very popular for a brief point of time for people to quote unquote reenact the Purge, where there would be like lawless nights where people would just go about and like fuck shit up. And some people did get injured, but a lot of people looted. And one of the things that stood out to me was in one of the, it was in Kentucky or Tennessee or something, on one of those purge nights, they fucking let go a giraffe from the local zoo.
Oh my God.
They like stole it and got it out. Because people are like, oh, if the purge happens, everyone's going to murder each other. I'm like, I don't know. Someone stole a giraffe. I don't think anyone really cares.
Well, I mean, there's a difference between a test run and the actual thing, right?
I still think people would do like steal giraffes and ride elephants and fucking try to run around naked.
I think that's when Darwinism goes back into effect, and it's just basically survival of the smartest and the fittest. It's like usually when they tell you not to do something, it's not because you shouldn't do it. It's because it keeps you alive. It protects you.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of that one story where there was this family that was driving through like a safari thing where you get to watch the animals through the windows, and they tell them lock the doors. And I guess this one person who was recording forgot to lock one of the back doors, and a lion walks up to the door and opens it.
Oh.
And I think there was an incident like that's happened more than once, obviously, but the one that I'm referring to, I think they just kind of looked at it and then they drove off and it shut the door and they got away. But there was another incident, I think, where somebody got killed because they left the stupid door open.
Wow.
Yeah.
I know when I was younger, we went to a place like that. It's called African Lion Safari. It's down around Toronto, Niagara Falls, somewhere like that. And like before you go in, they make you take your windshield wipers off. Like you have to take the blades off the car, and like, because they're like when you go through where the monkeys are, like they'll just pull shit off your car. So like when you go through the monkeys, like keep your windows rolled up, make sure your wiper blades are taken off before you go in, shit like that, because they'll just like wreck your car. And sure as shit, we get to the monkey place and like the car in front of us has their wiper blades ripped off and fucking they're pulling like the stuff that holds the window in, like that little rubber ring or whatever. They were like pulling that off the windshield, and like every car that goes by, the monkeys just swarm the car.
Well, monkeys are such little shits. What the hell?
See, and that's the whole thing is just that, most times they make rules. It's not because they're trying to tell you, hey, this is all legalistic. We're not going to let you have fun. It's usually because they're going to do bad things. They have experience in this field. Yeah.
Like in that one, there's certain portions, like they'll have signs up or whatever. It's like, you can roll your windows down now because you're going to be going through sections where the animals are friendly, like the giraffes and the llamas and shit like that. Where like if you want, you can roll down your window and like they might come up and like stick their head in your car and they're not going to do anything. They're not going to hurt you. It's kind of cool. But like you go through the lions and the tigers and the monkeys, they're like, roll your windows up now. You'll be getting to the monkeys in about 5 minutes. Just do it now.
That's hilarious. That is hilarious. But you know who does follow directions and is like outstanding with their customer service is the United States Postal Service.
Yeah.
I hear that they deliver packages perfectly and on time and without any problems. Right, Blue?
Yeah, no.
Blue, I'm surprised. What do you mean?
I don't know, man. I mean, packages have been lost. Packages have been sent back to other countries. Packages have not made it to my door because of incompetence.
Wait a minute.
How does that happen?
Countries.
Yeah. I ordered a statue, like a vinyl statue, and the guy like delivered it. Like he tried to deliver it once. The last incident was my fault entirely. He like left a slip. I never ordered redeliver. Although my understanding is that they'll try to deliver it more than once. I only got one attempt to drop off slip, and then it got sent back to Japan. But another package that I ordered got delivered to the wrong house or the wrong apartment building. This guy constantly would deliver stuff to the apartment building next door and not my building, and vice versa. And I used to live in an apartment high rise, so it was very common for people to be missing packages. And I lost like a $40 pre-order that I had from Japan, and I was like, whoa, wait a minute, I paid like $70 for shipping and blah blah blah, I want that stupid thing now. And they were like, well, they usually try to deliver it twice. And I'm like, the guy didn't even leave a slip. Turns out it was next door, but I was still pretty mad about it. But it's not the first time he's done that either. I had to go retrieve another package from the fucking mailbox, and I'm just like, wait,
Wow.
What the hell?
That's some bad luck. I thankfully haven't had to deal with that.
No.
Our mailman's pretty good.
I just moved, so I can't really gauge the new guy, but we'll find out.
There's been a lot of that floating around the group lately, though. Like, Mari has been waiting for her debit card for her account or something, and I guess it got sent back.
Oh,
for whatever reason.
To Denmark?
So.
That's a fucking thing that happens.
Because she's in the States now.
Oh, forget it.
So I guess they told her like they would mail her debit card or whatever, and like they sent it out, and because her name wasn't on the door or something, they sent it back.
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
Some mailmen do that here, and it's really fucking frustrating. When I was an in-house caregiver, I used to I was kind of stranded at the house because they lived in Vegas in a section where it was like a country block to everywhere. So I just order shit online instead of going out to like the Walmart and getting it myself. And the mailman, even when I put her name or his name on the damn package, including mine, he'd never deliver it because my name was on it. And I was like, I would write her name down, just her name, and put my last name in the middle of it. So she'd get stuff, she'd be like, whose name is this in the middle of mine? I'm like, oh, that's my package. Your mailman's a dick.
Oh.
Wow. Yeah, we don't have those sorts of problems here.
I guess not. I've seen videos of like delivery people who I guess couldn't get to the door, so instead they throw the packages over like the fence. Or and I kind of sympathize with them in the sense that sometimes when you're trying to deliver a package, there's like a dog in the middle of the yard. But there should be no reason to have to throw the package at the door. I mean, there's a really good chance you're going to destroy whatever's inside of there.
Oh, well, it depends. I mean, if you got a yappy little mutt in your front yard, I mean, who the hell's going to want to come in and deliver anything there? I'd do the same fucking thing. Like, here, you deal with the dog.
Yeah, I've seen people get blacklisted by the post office, and it's like, hey, we're not going to deliver to your house until you take care of your dog or whatever, because we can't even make it to the mailbox.
I had something like that happen this past winter, but it wasn't because of my dog. We have some sort of drainage issue up on our roof, and so partway through the winter it started to it got warm, so everything melted, and then it fucking flash froze everything. So there was a giant icicle hanging just above where my mailbox is.
Oh god.
And the mailman was just like, nope, not delivering you. So we didn't get any mail for a month and a half or something. And then I was like, what the hell's going on? Like, we haven't gotten any bills or anything. So I called them up, and they're like, oh yeah, we're not delivering to you until you get rid of that icicle. I'm like, I walk under it every day. It's not going to fall down. No, we're not going to do it.
Why didn't you just knock the icicle down?
When we finally got our mail, it was like my whole hand width of fucking letters and shit. And I got pretty large hands. This was just a shitload of mail.
I just love how exclusively Canadian this problem is.
Yeah.
This large death
it was
impaling.
An icicle.
An icicle. I like it.
But we're not going to have that problem now because we don't, starting I think next Monday, they don't do door-to-door delivery anymore. So we have like a communal box that we have to go to. It's kind of shitty, but
that's kind of what they do here because I'm living in a new section of the city, and now the mailboxes are like one area, and you all have to go pick them up from there. I'm thinking that's going to make Christmas a real pain in the butt because you have to hope no one's going to steal your packages or somehow break into your box or whatever. And it's like, what do they do?
They should have that package, the box for packages with the key on it.
So usually, what'll happen is you'll just get a key in your mailbox, and that key opens the large compartment.
Yeah.
And when you just leave the key in the large compartment when you get your package.
But what if you're ordering multiple things? Like, let's say you're ordering a Why Did Ask For t-shirt and a Jackass Express t-shirt, and then you don't want want to make sure there's enough room in there next to, video games you ordered.
They'll probably tell you to go pick it up at the post office.
You would probably just then get a delivery slip. We get these things right now. We get them. They'll hang them on our door if they can't get a hold of us. And it's like, look, we tried to deliver between this time and this time. Nobody answered, so we brought your packages to this postal location. You can go pick them up there.
Huh.
So
yeah, I've had that.
If you have multiple packages, they'd probably just give you a slip and go, we dropped. If you have 7 packages, go pick them up at your local post office.
Yeah, I've had that happen before. And then also, when I was in Japan, we didn't have mailboxes, so you just had post office boxes, and I had to go to the post office every day to check my mail, and they would get mad at you if your mail started piling up or you had too many packages that were there and you weren't going to pick them up.
I feel like that, like the standalone post office building is like it's a very small town thing.
Yeah.
Like when my whole childhood growing up, you go to the post office to get your mail. Nothing showed up at your door. Nothing is like you go, across town, which my town's not that big. It'd take like maybe 20 minutes to walk from one end to the other. But it's the post office in the center of town. You go to the post office, open up your box. That's where you get your mail.
Yeah. And in fact, kind of interesting thing on that line of discussion. So I was at an antique shop and we were looking at a bunch of old postcards they had there, and some of them were actually filled out. And you could tell, very small towns back in the 20s and 30s, you wouldn't even have to put an address. They would just write the name of who it was going to, put a stamp on it, or a name in the city, and they'd put the stamp on it, and the post office would be like, oh yeah, of course we know Mrs. Smith. And
yeah, that's always that thing. It's like it's addressed to Mr. Smith, P.O. Box 265.
yeah, there were no zip codes and
Nothing.
And now if your name is not exactly spelled out on the front, they won't even deliver it.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's going away, basically, like all postal service, right? I mean, there's not much that comes through the mail anymore, and most companies they're very much about like, hey, sign up for online billing and shit
Well,
like
yeah,
that.
but the thing is, internet shopping has gone up so much that you would think they'd be making more money on packages and shipping now than they did in the past.
Well, a lot of companies go through FedEx and what's the other one? UPS.
UPS.
Because people just genuinely prefer the other delivering companies because the USPS sucks so much.
I guess in the US, yeah. Like, I don't know. For us, it's cheaper to send it through the postal service than it is to use FedEx or UPS.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the same is true here. And you get a lot. I mean, I don't know. I haven't had any bad experiences with the post office, really. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm just lucky. I always use the post office for everything.
Blue's making it up.
No, see, Vegas is just full of assholes, minus a few key people. And Chicago is just so fucking big. But also, we deal with a lot of bullshit weather. I don't know. People get disgruntled easily sometimes.
You just have to insure. You buy insurance.
Yeah, that's true.
I think that's
that all the time. Like, you're sending this where? You might want to buy insurance on that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the only in fact the only time I've had real issues with post offices is when it's going international or I'm sending it from an international location. So I think I sent Jonathan Chase a couple of postcards one time, and I sent him one from Indonesia, and I sent him from one from Alaska like a month later. And the one from Alaska ended up getting there before the one from Indonesia. I think it took about 3 months to get to him, and I assumed it was lost. And I was really surprised when he told me that he got the postcard. Oh yeah, you would think
in Indonesia, it's like they don't have planes and boats. They just put it in a bottle and hope it gets there.
That's what I assumed happened.
Oh boy, here we go.
But he eventually got it. I mean, I'll give it that much. He eventually got the postcard.
So we just lost the entirety of our Indonesian audience. No,
oh yeah, it's in our Las Vegas audience as well.
Yeah, well,
oh no,
that's
they
fine.
can deal with it. Vegas knows they're full of shits, so that's okay.
There you go.
Indonesia is one of those places where it's like, I went once. If I don't go back, that's fine.
I kind of wanted to say that for those who don't know, Jonathan Chase is actually another member of the Jackass Express podcast, and he lives in Taipei, so he's a Asian resident inside of the Eastern world.
Fucking brag about it,
right? But you think we'd be bragging about him, but actually, no, I'm just kidding.
But no, we try not to talk about him.
Yeah, he's that guy.
Speaking of Vegas, it's like right now it's more of a Canadian thing, but what are your thoughts on like professional sports teams having Las Vegas-based teams? And the reason I ask that is because there's talk right now of expansion with the NHL, the National Hockey League, that they may put a team in Vegas. And immediately my thought was, how the hell are you going to sustain a team in Las Vegas? Like, there's so much more going on in Las Vegas. Who the hell is going to care about a hockey team?
You'd be surprised. Sports betting is pretty big there.
Yeah, the betting. People would just go and watch on TV
But that's what I'm saying. Like, how are you going to sell? I guess they had a season ticket drive, and I guess they sold them fairly quickly. So
Oh yeah.
I guess there's enough people that on paper say that they would go to a game, but
You know what though? It makes a lot of
Vegas, like,
sense.
would it be 90% of the audience is just like they're there because they have money on the game?
No,
I would also
Maybe.
think it's the kids too, because they can't take the kids to the casinos for entertainment. So you're looking at an affordable form of entertainment while taking your kids to Vegas. That would definitely serve that purpose.
Also, Vegas doesn't have any sports teams besides Little League and shit. Like, if you look at the national sports teams and shit, none of like there is no Las Vegas based team.
They
I
got the
don't
Las
think
Vegas
Nevada-
51s.
What are those?
That's a minor league baseball team.
Yeah.
No, that's what I
They've
said.
got a great,
It's minor.
great
It's not Major
logo.
League,
I
though.
love the 51s.
Are they still affiliated with the Blue Jays?
I don't know who they're affiliated with. I'll
'Cause
find
last
out.
I remember, oh no, they're not, because now we have the Buffalo Bisons.
But that's the
That's
thing,
right.
though. Like,
Which,
it's a
speaking
minor
of the Blue
league team,
Jays,
it's
what
not
a season they're
Major League.
having, huh?
Right?
Sorry, I just totally derailed this whole thing.
It's okay.
I've been trying to talk to people about the Blue Jays forever, and nobody in our group gives two shits about baseball.
I like
That's too
baseball.
bad.
And
Oh, boy.
Major League Baseball.
I'm talking about Major League Baseball. Leaders of the AL East, the Toronto Blue Jays.
Well,
They are now
fucking, they're in
4.5
Canada.
games above the Yankees.
Well, I think I
Yeah.
introduced you to
As
the
long
right
as the
person
Yankees
here.
don't win, I'll be quite happy.
I mean, just yesterday. So earlier in the week, I think on Thursday, they were supposed to have a game. It got rained out. So they planned a doubleheader for yesterday. So they played two games. The first game went to 11 innings, and the Jays end up winning 9-5. And then they come back out, and they won the second game like 10-7. So I mean, they took two wins from the Yankees in the same day. And the Yankees are in second place. So these games are very important for the Yankees, and right now they're looking at a sweep. So there's another game today that if the Jays win, they end up 5.5 games ahead with not that many games left in the season. So it's looking really good for the Jays.
Yeah, it is, and I'm happy for them. I just don't want to see the Yankees win. The Orioles blew their shot. I mean, they were doing really well, and they totally choked towards the end of the season here.
Because usually the Orioles are a very steady team.
Well, they're steady losers until the last few years. They've been respectable, but I
Oh my
mean,
gosh.
they're usually pretty lousy. But yeah, anyway,
I'd like to correct what I said earlier about Vegas. I did say Little League. I realize that now, and that's why you said the 51s. I meant minor leagues. There's only minor league teams there. There's no major leagues. And someone explained to me why, and I can't remember off the top of my head, but it basically has to do with the betting.
Well, it's illegal to bet on pro baseball, isn't it?
No.
Well,
I don't know.
If you're Pete Rose.
I don't know how the betting thing, because in Vegas anything goes basically. Like, they do follow certain regulations for certain things, but I'm trying to think now if I've ever seen a baseball game at the Palms. I'm trying to think now. No, it's all been basketball and soccer, I think.
Because I'm pretty sure, like, we have a lottery system that's called holy crap, I can't even remember what it's called now. Anyway, it's sports betting anyway. That's run through the provincial lottery system. And as far as I can remember, because I ran a lottery terminal for about 5 years, as far as I can remember, baseball was never on. Like, you can bet on hockey, football, soccer, but I don't believe Major League Baseball was ever on the thing to be able to bet on it.
That's interesting.
Well, it's pretty much across the board.
To answer your previous question, though, they're affiliated with the New York Mets since 2013. They were with the Blue Jays from 2009 to 2012. I don't know if we covered that yet. So
I knew that they were affiliated with the Jays, but then I remembered that the Jays, now they moved their team to Buffalo. So that must have been it, because I guess the Mets, didn't they just move?
I don't know when they moved into.
No, I'm thinking
in
of
2008. I think they moved from Shea Stadium to Citi Field. I think is where they play now, Citi Field.
Yeah. No, I was thinking of. I think it's the hockey team.
Oh.
I just realized that I
moved into Brooklyn or something like that.
I just realized I know nothing about sports.
God damn it.
It's all right, Patrick.
It's okay, Pat.
We forgive you.
Yet
Actually,
I always see pictures of you at baseball games on Facebook.
Here's
That's
the thing.
more because of his
seriously, what the
wife.
shit?
Oh, is it?
She's
what
the
I was-
sports fan.
That's what I was going to try to say. But look, actually, she's gotten me into a lot of sports that the main reason I never got into was because I didn't understand it. But she explained it in a way that I was like, oh, okay, now I get it. Because you know me, I'm the nerd that's behind the little animation software doing my thing. It's like, oh, hey, you know what? There's this thing called Outside. You should try it sometime. I'm like, okay. So I go there and, hey, there's people and they're having a good old time. And we actually went to
simulation sucks.
we went to a minor league game and saw our local El Paso team, the Chihuahuas. Yes, very typical name of a place that's next to Mexico. And we won a championship game.
At least
so-
you're not the Montgomery Biscuits, right?
Burritos.
Yeah, it could have been worse, I guess. But yeah, at least we're not the Montgomery Biscuits. That could have been bad.
Where do you live?
But she's
We
really
should,
gotten me
we should do
Chihuahuas.
a show on the various minor league baseball team names and some of the zanier ones.
Yeah, they got a
We
lot
could.
of really. That's a tradition, right? They just have the wacky names that they can, whatever
They're
they
weird. Some
Yeah.
of them are weird.
Some of them are weird.
Well, like the New Mexico, they have the isotopes, and isn't that a Simpsons reference?
Yeah, they used to be
Yeah.
called something else. I forget what they were called. But then they changed the name to Isotopes as kind of a nod to The Simpsons. And they got them a lot of publicity. I think, let me see, I'm looking it up right now.
So I'm looking up our minor league teams. We have the Cougars, the Slammers, the Thunderbolts, and I want to say the Wolves are another one, but they might be one of our minor league hockey teams. Hold on.
So you have, let's see, minor league baseball, minor league hockey, minor league soccer. What else is out there?
I guess they don't do soccer, basketball. There's no such thing as minor league basketball, is there?
Not
No,
really. That's what college basketball has become.
Yeah.
College basketball and college football are basically the minor leagues.
Oh,
See.
I feel so ashamed. The Wolves is one of our minor league hockey teams. God damn it. Someone's going to get mad at me.
There's the Batavia Muck Dogs, which I'm sure is a great name. The Frisco Rough Riders. The Pensacola Blue Wahoos. I'm not sure what a blue wahoo is. I think it's some kind of a shark.
Yeah, can't help you there.
Let's see. What else we got? We got the Hillsboro Hops, the Everett Aqua Sox, the Clinton Lumber Kings, not Lumberjacks because that would be too obvious. Midland Rockhounds, the Carolina Mudcats, Tucson Padres. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, this is especially one of my favorite, the Lowell Spinners.
Wow.
They're one of the more urban teams.
Oh, and we can't ever forget
Oh,
the Salem Kaiser Volcanoes.
The what?
The Salem Kaiser Volcanoes.
What the fuck is a Kaiser volcano?
They're
don't
apparently they're in Oregon, so thanks a lot, Sax. Sax is a person from our other podcast who lives in Oregon. Terrible person.
All right.
Did you cover the Akron Rubber Ducks
Oh, let me see.
That's a good
I
one.
must have missed them.
and the Richmond Flying Squirrels?
Oh
God
God.
damn it. It's
Gotta
okay.
love-
The Slammers, you guys can't see their logo, but it says the Joliet Slammers, and the background is a prison tower and prison walls.
Oh,
Love it.
Okay.
Yeah, it refers to the our Will County our Will County jail and all that fun stuff.
that's bad. I mean, I guess
County
you try
jail.
to make it as relatable to the city as possible.
Look, when you say you're going to the Cook County Jail or the Will County Jail, everyone just instantly goes, "Oh, you fucked up really big." I don't know in here who has me as Snapchat, but when I lived downtown, I used to send snaps of the Cook County Jail all the time because it sits on the south end of the loop, right on the outside of it. Like it's just this big khaki colored building with these tiny little windows on it and shit. And people always walk. They don't label it immediately as the Cook County Jail. You just kind of know by going past it and people telling you. But it's like you walk past it, people are like, "Oh, this building's really cool. Yeah, that's our jail. There's criminals inside."
Yay.
People have gotten out of it somehow. I don't know how the fuck you escape a building in the middle of a downtown metropolitan area.
Shawshank Redemption style.
Oh yeah. No, bet
Yeah.
out the window. Someone,
Did you hear about-
someone- Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Sorry. No. I was just going to repeat what I said. Go ahead.
Is those two guys, I think, that broke out of a maximum security prison, and they used pretty much the same principle as the Shawshank Redemption movies, but I guess what it came out is that they had befriended, is the cleanest way of saying it, one of the female laundry people that was there, and they brought him in like a hacksaw or something like that, and they were able to actually dig into the walls and through a pipe, and then that's how those two guys escaped from some maximum security prison. They couldn't find them.
When was this?
Let me see if I can find the story. But yeah, it was.
'Cause I know I read a story. So probably about a month ago, there was like some cartel leader or something that broke out of a prison in Mexico.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I heard about that one. It was pretty elaborate, wasn't it?
Yeah,
It was like
I don't remember the specifics, but I was like, "Holy shit, that happened!"
And they dug a tunnel, I think, underneath the place where he was being kept.
Yeah, they built a house over it as to disguise what was going on. It was like a little farmhouse or something, and then they dug a tunnel.
They built him like a little railway system thing there where he could get in the cart and they would just like rail him back to the other side. And then I think I had heard on another podcast about, because I think it was a Rooster Teeth podcast was talking about it, how dumb it was to take this cartel guy who was known for his tunnels and then not watch his like prison cell for tunneling.
Yeah. Well, I guess
because I think the genius of it is that it was coming the other way. He wasn't digging out; people were digging to him. So as far as they were concerned, right up until the breakout, he wasn't doing anything.
Yeah, that's true.
He's just hanging out.
But at the same time, I mean, like the leader of a fucking cartel in Mexico, he probably easily bribed some of the guards to look the other way too.
Yeah, like
I mean, the guy's worth
Pretty sure you
millions.
can do that here, too.
That is very, very
if you got enough money. I do not. If I was ever put in jail, I'd be screwed.
Yeah. In this case, the one that I was talking about earlier, it's how the two prisoners escaped from a maximum security prison. And it basically follows the same principles that they did in the Shawshank Redemption, where they like dug into the wall, they dug into the pipes, and then there was the sewage pipe, which they cut into, and then they left a picture of like, I guess, a little smiley face for the guards, kind of taunting them. And the little smiley face says, "Have a nice day." And they show where they tunneled all the way out through to the street, and they came up through a sewage drain pipe in the middle of the city. So that's horrifying.
Yeah, well,
here, I'll link to it right now.
That's just, I mean, it just goes to show you that if people really want to do something, they're going to do it, don't matter.
It also goes to show that movies are dangerous in prisons. They give them ideas, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
Sorry, it's a little bit dramatic, but yeah.
Movies are dangerous.
Yes. And people from Las Vegas are... No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, I mean, you can go ahead. I mean, see, here's the thing. You can say shit about the people who live in Vegas. No one's going to dispute it. A lot of people are probably going to agree with you. And the locals don't really give a shit. Because
and there's going to be that small minority that's proud of it.
I mean, Vegas was built on fucking mob money, right?
Yeah, mob money and tourism.
Mob money straight from Chicago.
Yeah.
It's one of the only places in the world that's like, hey, come here. We're going to take your money to make us more rich. And then you're going to go home and feel happy that you came and gave us your money.
Yeah.
And then when it does pay out, it pays out well, though.
I just feel bad because sometimes, like, whenever I'm walking around Vegas, I'll go through, especially the Bellagio. There's like this little side door you go to on the street. And outside, there's like a little crossway to go to the other side of the street. And there's these people there that are selling these dollar waters. And I'm thinking, oh, man, did these guys get like trapped here? Did they run out of money? And now they're just trying to make enough money so they can get back home?
No, they're locals.
Oh, they are locals? Okay. I mean, because that's a great business. But then I'm like, oh, shoot.
No, it's people who live here, like, it's very common to do something like that. When I lived in Vegas, actually, that was a thing. My grandma was like, oh, you should, I'll buy you packs of water. Just go out there and sell them for $1. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
I didn't actually do it, but I came really fucking close to doing it just for money.
Yeah, because I'm thinking that's probably the easiest way to make a little bit of money if ever you're short, because it's freaking hot there like all the time. And whenever I go, I always see a ton of those people everywhere.
That's better to sell water than yourself.
Yeah, I guess it's true.
Well, people sell other shit there too, like those walkways. They don't really, like, there are people on there selling shit all the time. It's like they don't really regulate those things. So you've got the people in the costumes who charge you for pictures. You've got people selling water. Some people sell their jewelry or like their like shitty friendship bracelets. Oh. Some people sell like Their mixtapes, I see that a lot when you go farther north by like the needle. Oh, what's it called? I can't remember off the top of my head. But it just depends on where you are. But people fucking panhandle all the time out there.
It's all the pretty lights and all the pretty signs that they have in Vegas that makes it so appealing. It's something about it that when you're there, it's like adult Disneyland.
Yeah.
You just want to be like,
That's
oh,
a good way
man.
to put it.
Right? I mean, I don't know if it's just the experience that people are addicted to, because, I mean, obviously, after a while, you run out of money, like, forget it. But it's kind of like looking at our new pretty Why Did Ask For logo.
Oh,
Right?
it's so sexy.
Right.
There's just really quick, just to piggyback off of what you said about those neon lights. There's a rule in Vegas where your main sign has to be a certain amount of neon light to it, or else you can't use it.
Is that, I mean, why is that?
Because not we, I don't live here anymore. Because Vegas was known for its a vast, like pretty much almost every single light that used to be out there was neon or whatever, and in order to, because there's a whole first off, there's an entire business built around it, like the neon sign business. So it's there to protect the neon sign builders, but it's also there because it's part of Vegas's legacy. A lot of those big signs that you see, like Stardust and the Sahara and a bunch of other casinos that don't exist anymore, the Moulin Rouge, all of their signs were made out of gigantic, which is neon and metal, and it's part of their legacy, and they decided to keep it. So a lot of the signs, like Treasure Island just got a new sign, but there's still neon in it. Another casino got a new sign, and there's still neon in that. It's like a requirement that your sign contains a certain amount of neon.
It sounds to me like the neon business is still a mob business.
It's like a neon union.
So it's like, you better have some neon in your sign, or Jimmy here is going to come break your legs.
Exactly.
I wish, but it's an actual written law. Like, I went and looked it up after I was told. It's a thing. At least I think it's a written law. I don't remember. I swear I looked it up.
I don't know.
Hi, now I'm
Sounds a little
backtracking.
fishy.
Now I'm
Sounds a
backtracking.
little
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's confirmed that Blue's in the Mafia in Vegas.
Well,
Welcome, Blue.
Well, she's in Chicago now, so she got promoted.
Oh, she got promoted to the Windy City.
Well, you
We
are,
welcome you with open arms, Mafia.
She's working her
you
way up
are
to the head of the family.
technically wrong. My biological grandfather used. I don't know if I'm probably not going to get taken down for this. My biological grandfather used to be a limo driver for the Chicago Mafia, but he's dead now.
And there's going to be a large
Obviously.
blurb over this part of the podcast where we don't want to die.
Could my family get in fucking trouble for that? For some guy who wasn't blood related to anybody and was married to my grandma for like 5 years?
I don't know. We'll find out pretty quick after this podcast goes out, I guess.
Oh fuck, I'm dead. Okay.
No,
Pack your shit now and get out.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
And I said
Totally
in front of
fine.
the military guy, "Don't arrest me.
Yeah.
No.
I
But
don't like the silence."
But yeah, on that, I was kind of referencing was that we have a brand new Why Did Ask For logo designed by Mr. Jesse Smith, our new chief of I guess
He's our lead art director.
Our lead art director. I'm calling him Chief Art Director instead, so I can call
You
him.
can call him Chief if you
Have an
want.
excuse to call him Chief Jesse. But
See, the problem is we started giving out titles to certain people that work for us behind the scenes, and somebody asked if they could make their own title, and I said sure, and they came up with what was it, Grand Poobah or something, and I was like, no, what?
that was Fuzz.
We're not making up our own. No, it's just not happening anymore.
I
I'll
want
give you a title, and that's what it is.
exactly. I want it to be co-CEO / Batman, and then Dan didn't let me do that, so I'm very
I already
disappointed.
took Batman.
No, see, there's more than one Batman. Not you. I'll be the good Batman.
Oh, okay.
I'm just kidding. But yeah, it is a really exciting time. That new logo looks real sharp. It's we'll be having it out on iTunes. Hopefully, when you're listening to it, you will have noticed our new logo and not be scared away that it's a bright orange color as opposed to our traditional blue. No pun intended.
Blue.
But it should be pretty cool. I think everybody's going to enjoy it very greatly.
Yes, and with the new logo brings a lot of exciting new things like the website that we talked about. It's not going to be anything that happens anytime soon. We got a lot of planning and design work to do on that. But eventually, when we get it up and running, we hope to have a store on there as well. So we'll have things like T-shirts, and hopefully we can add other things like sweaters and hats and beanies and lanyards and pins and patches and all sorts of great shit with our amazing looking logo on it.
Band-Aids.
The Band-Aids, yeah.
Very important. Very important to have
We're
Band-Aids.
selling Band-Aids now.
The why did ask for first aid kit.
The socks. I think we should do socks. That'd be great to have socks.
I think that'd be all right, actually.
Bright orange socks, right? With the little tip.
Bright
Could
orange
be the
sock,
little
yeah.
black little logo there. I think that'd be awesome.
Maybe.
That'd be fun. I like that. I'd wear
Yeah.
the socks, Pat.
Sell me some socks. I would buy them.
We'll go and we'll sell the socks for $1 outside outside of Vegas next to the water.
Yeah. Which casino? No, I'm just kidding.
Pack your bags, Blue. You're heading back to Vegas.
Yay!
You'll be head of selling shit.
With every bottled water, you get a free pair of Why Did Ask For socks.
Yeah,
no.
just taped to the outside.
With every pair of
duct tape.
socks, you get a free bottle of water.
Well, now we don't want to get in trouble with big water there. We already discussed that there's mafia over there in Las
that's
Vegas. And they're
true.
gonna be like, hey,
Yeah.
so
Fair point.
what is free here?
Fair point. We don't want to mix it up with the mafia any more than we already have.
They're gonna say, how can you wear socks if you don't have any feet? So, and then now we're gonna have the Why Did Ask For peg leg, and that just doesn't sell as well. It doesn't go as fast. So.
Why did
Our
ask
own line
for
of fucking
peg
prosthetic
leg.
limbs
That's right. And then the Why Did Ask For glass eyeball.
and finger and arm.
You know, I've always wondered what is the thing that really is useful. I mean, because I love T-shirts. I'm a huge T-shirt collector. If I can like find a new thing that's out there, I want to have a new logo of it just to have variety, because T-shirts get so boring after a while. And immediately I'm going to want one of these Why Did Ask For T-shirts, because it's the bright orange, which is awesome because it helps me represent UTEP over here, because we have the same type of orange for our local team. And it also is just such a unique logo. So
It really is, yeah.
what else could we get that people would actually really be excited about? Like, I loved your idea of having like a Why Did Ask For beanie.
Mm-hmm.
Because then I can imagine us going to like a convention.
To our
Like,
Canadian listeners, that's a toque.
there you go. And
Oh,
I
what
can imagine us
listeners?
going to RTX next year, the Rooster Teeth convention, and all wearing these bright orange T-shirts. That'd be pretty damn cool.
We'd definitely stand out in that crowd.
Oh yeah.
No, I think we'd blend in with the Funhouse people.
Oh, that's a good
Fuck
point.
Funhouse.
Yeah,
kidding.
Funhouse. I know what you're talking about.
I think eventually, like, I think we're going to launch it almost everything in orange, but I think eventually we'll have like a color selector, and you can, whatever background suits you best, that's what color you can use. Because really the logo can go on any color.
I wonder if we could get like custom made leg wax and have them put it in a Why Did Ask For type container. That would be the goal. Okay, so that's our homework for this week. We have to
our
absolutely
ultimate
find
goal?
a place. Well, not our ultimate goal, but ultimate goal is to get 50% on the socks next to the water bottles in Vegas. But I think
There
for
you
now, to get the leg wax on in a Why Did Ask For bottle, that would be great. And it has to be the most painful, cheap leg wax we can possibly find.
Well, of course.
Mhm.
That's the one thing that I love that I don't know if I ever mentioned anything about, but for the whole leg waxing thing that we did with Harry. So Fuzz she got into Texas like way before everybody else. And I was talking with her back and forth on Twitter, and she sends me a message at one point. She goes, Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. I was like, what's the problem? She goes, I'm at Walmart right now in Austin, and they don't have waxing kits that hurt.
Oh.
What am I supposed to do? And I said, just ask somebody. And she basically responded with like, I don't, somebody's going to look at me like I'm crazy or something asking for a kit that hurts. I'm like, yeah, but if you explain it to them, like, because that's what I would do. Is everything here says pain free. I'd go up and ask somebody like, listen, we have this thing. We're going to wax some dude's leg and we want it to be funny and painful. Do you have any waxing kits that would hurt? That way they're not going to look at you like, we have all these non-pain options. Why do you want something that hurts, right? But that was my favorite
Here's the
little exchange
masochist
with
aisle.
Fuzz. She's just like, Mayday, Mayday. And then she says, oh, okay, I finally found one or whatever. And then she goes, I can confirm it hurts. It's like, how can you confirm? She goes, well, I tried it on myself.
Wait, where did she try it? Oh, she tried it after she bought it.
Yeah.
I thought she was going through the store by
one that,
herself. Just kind of.
No, she got like one. I guess she asked somebody eventually, and they were like, yeah, this one, it's not a pain-free kit. And she's just like, can confirm it hurts. I'm like, what do you mean? She says, well, I tried it. It's like, on yourself? Yeah.
I'd like to point
Yeah,
out
At some point,
that
she just. I think that's why when she threw it at Banjo and he got it on himself, I think that's why, because it had already been opened.
Poor
there is
Banjo.
also
He's just trying to help.
you poor Banjo. There is orange leg wax. I just looked it up.
Oh,
There is
God.
orange leg wax.
It comes in every color. Why wouldn't it come in any other color?
Okay, then we totally need orange leg wax, and we need it in the form of like let's see if they do a custom little thing that will have our logo on it. Imagine if we could find a bunch of those. We could sell those for $1 next to the water bottles. Why did
Oh my
ask
God.
for leg
Yeah.
wax? Guys, we should totally ditch the podcast idea and just sell leg wax. I think we found our real calling.
I think that's where it's at. We'll just all become waxers.
Yes. So welcome to the Wax Did Ask For podcast.
What did I ask for?
Boo.
Boo? No? Okay. Aw.
Boo.
I ran out of
Look.
coffee, Dan. You can't hold it against me.
Look, he's
Dude,
a
I ran out
dad.
of
You're a
coffee
dad.
like
It's a dad
10
joke.
minutes
Let
into
him
this
have
discussion. I've been out of coffee for at least a half hour. This is not good.
Blue, go to your room.
So
it. I'm in my room.
I guess on that note,
Stay there. Just kidding.
we're almost at time here, so we're going to throw in any final thoughts. If not, we will wrap up.
I would just like to say thank you to Jules for coming and having my back from the Jackass Express podcast. We hope you guys will give us a listen.
Yes, please do.
Over at it, if you go to facebook.com/Jackass Express, that's where we're at. And it'll take you to our blog spot from there, and you'll have our full library.
Well, it was good being here. Thanks for inviting me. I enjoyed it.
Now that Julian
Yeah,
has
well,
all
thanks
our
for
names, he's going to have us all secretly black helicoptered in no time.
Well, you two anyway. He can't get to me. I'm untouchable.
Yeah.
Out of his
Canada.
jurisdiction.
Well, have you ever heard of extraditing? This is like the crooked version of it.
Oh, that's only if I go down and do something and then come back home.
What do they call extraordinary rendition, or what do they call that?
they plant something on a foreigner to get him inside the states to prosecute him. Standard America stuff, you know.
Typical shit.
Yeah, the crap we pull over here. You'll have to ask for Donald Trump's forgiveness.
Oh, God.
Well, that's not going to happen.
Let's not do that. Let's wrap up. and we'll go from there.
No, we're not going to get into that.
Yes.
All right, well,
Okay.
I want to thank everybody for joining us this week, and hopefully we made you ask, why did ask for?
Why did end?
See you next week, everybody. Bye.